Saturday, June 28, 2014. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and I'm in the passenger seat of our 1998 Volvo V70. Mrs. Mercedes Diesel Guy behind the wheel here. And we are heading out to Amherst, Mass. today for a little bit of a barn find. I suppose there's no sense in keeping this mysterious, because if you're watching the video, you kind of know what you're getting into. But today we are rescuing an old Apache tent trailer camper, which has been sitting in a barn for, as best we can determine, about 25 years. We've actually been working for a couple of months now to get our hands on it, but because it's been sitting for so long, it took a while to establish the paperwork necessary for transfer of ownership. So we're heading out west now. It's going to take a little while to get there, and once we get there, we'll show you its current state, and I'll give you the very brief rundown of what we're going to do to tow it out of there. So, well, here we are. Here's the tow vehicle, and I wasn't kidding, this is an actual for-real barn. Now, up until a couple of months ago, this was actually filled to the brim with just old junk, and I was actually here to see that.
It would have been interesting to see what would have happened.
But it's been fairly well cleaned out since then. However, the Apache camper is still exactly as we saw it a couple of months ago. Basically, it's been stored in here for a number of years. The license plates, the last registration was 1989. However, somebody mentioned that they had last seen it set up 15 years ago. So I don't know if that number was a mistake or what. But anyhow, it's been off the road for a number of years. So the first step obviously will be to de-tarp it, which we did a couple of months ago, and we checked on the inside and it actually looked to be in pretty good shape. But I'm going to de-tarp it and get some fresh wheels and tires on it. So here we are. It is de-tarped. And as you can see, it really does seem to have been very well preserved in its time here in the barn. When we were here a couple of months ago, we actually did pull this tonneau cover off and take a look at at what we could of the insides without setting it up. And as I said, it seems to be very well preserved. So today's mission is to get some new tires on it and tow it out of here. See the original Apache hubcaps, but these tires are, you know, even though I might be able to air them up, I doubt they would make the trip back to Worcester. So right now I'm gonna get my jack in here, jack this up, swap the tire, and go from there. Well, here it is, pretty much ready to roll.
Chair, boy, you gotta sit up straight in that chair.
Thankfully, it really was not much of a chore at all. I was able to jack this up and put the new wheels on. The old lugs were not seized into the hub. They came out pretty easily. The new tires fit on properly. And as an added bonus, while I had it up, I spun each wheel, and they both spun quite easily and freely, so I'm not even going to take a look at the bearings until I get this home. I'm not worried about them. That's just going to be a safety check once it's home. Other than that, it's pretty much ready to roll. The one final test will be when we hook it up to the car, how the trailer lights have fared after so many years in the barn. But if I can't get those going, I do have some emergency towing lights, so we should be fine for the drive home. Well, we're about ready to hit the road here. We've got it all hitched up to the car. The wheel bearings, like I said, were moving very smoothly, so I'm not even going to take a look at those until I get home. The only snag I ran into is when I hooked up the trailer wiring, nothing worked. So I've got to figure out what's going on there, but thankfully I had the forethought to bring some emergency towing lights, which I have here on the end of the outriggers. They have kind of weak magnets on them, but use some utility wire to secure them to the camper. So that will get us home. And as such, we are ready to hit the road now, and I'll get some more video once we get home and start cleaning it up. Well, here it is. We're back home. The trip home was delightfully uneventful. As I said before we left, everything seemed perfectly okay except for the trailer. The lights on the trailer were not working, so I just hooked up these emergency towing lights down here, which gave us turn signals, brake lights, running lights. So one of my tasks in the very near future, possibly today, is to take a look at the wiring, because it's not all that complex, and wouldn't be surprised if I can get it working. But basically the main task for this afternoon is we actually have to turn it around, because when we eventually open it, I believe it opens to this direction, and we're up against the wall right now. And then we're going to clean it up. We're going to start by cleaning the outer top here, and then cleaning the sides and the back. And once we have it clean on the outside, we're going to open it up and finally see what we're dealing with. Just wanted to show you cleaning in progress. We haven't been cleaning all that long, maybe 10-15 minutes, and we've gotten the top, I'd say, very clean at this point. Most of the dirt really came off with water and a scrub brush, and even the Apache logo there on the rear, that came really clean too. So we're going to continue on, wash the sides of the body, and soon we're going to open it up and take a look. Well, this is it. We got the exterior all cleaned up, and I put a few coats of wax on the paint. It's certainly not glossy, but looks clean now. And then we ventured to set it up, and at that point, I'll tell you, we kind of had our fingers crossed that we were correct. As in correct in our original assumption that animals had never gotten into it and chewed everything up and made a mess, and thankfully we were 100% correct. This Apache is almost perfectly preserved. Like I said, it's been sitting in a barn probably for about 25 years, and this is quite probably the first time it's been open this century, and it's just amazingly preserved. So right now we're going to leave it open for a while and air it out, but aside from, I think, double checking those wheel bearings and getting the lights working, we're more or less ready for camping season. So thanks for watching along. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and this has been an Apache Barn Find Rescue. Thanks for watching.